My name is Samuel Levi Jones. I'm a visual artist, and I work with materials that address systems of power, particularly reference books. And the process of deconstructing these books, creating objects to entice and create conversation around issues of power. We are in Dallas, Texas at the Dallas Museum of Art in the exhibition of When You See Me. This exhibition was in many ways built around the juxtaposition of my work titled 48 Portraits Underexposed, which was a reactionary work to Gerhard Richter's work titled 48 Portraits. When I was in grad school from 2010 to 2012, I discovered the work of Richter's 48 Portraits, which consist of all white men. I was taken aback and really thought about this highly revered artist and this work that was deemed important, and felt that it was just a perpetuation of exclusion, if you will. And when I realized that the source images for his portraits were from the encyclopedia, I obtained a set of encyclopedia that just so happened to be from the same year. During my time in grad school, I was thinking about individuals in history who made contributions to humankind, and really started to think about those who were being excluded, maybe intentionally excluded from the importance of history. And in looking at Richter's work, that really struck a chord and it resonated, and I wanted to address that. So in the process of creating my 48 portraits, I set out to get a set of encyclopedia, and coincidentally, the year of those books, which were 1972, were the same year that Richter first showed his portraits in Venice. And in that moment, I knew that I was onto something and that this work was meant to be. I worked on deconstructing the books and literally ripped out the pages from the encyclopedia and blended them with a food blender to create sheets of paper to image 24 black men and 24 black women who were not represented in the encyclopedia that year. And they're just inkjet prints that used only black ink to create the images, and I underexposed them. So there's a play on the underexposure, like literal and figurative underexposure of these individuals and their fight for visibility within their importance of history. There's some moments in this paper, if you look closely enough, you can see text from the pages of the books. And I intentionally partially beat the paper down so that some of the text were visible. Interestingly too, that there are times when people look at this work, they don't stop to see the faces sort of reveal themselves, and they think that the objects are just black squares. That's in relationship to a sort of normal everyday life of not giving attention to the things that exist around us and within us. Pretty sure this is the first time that I've been in an exhibition with Mark Bradford. He was a mentor of mine early on, and we talked a lot about process, and also too about, think about the system of, particularly the hierarchy of medium within art, painting being the top, but referencing our works as painting, but not using or painting in a traditional way. One of the things that excites me about the juxtaposition of these two works is the relationship to the removal of monuments and statues over the past few years, sort of in the height of the pandemic. And rather than having this idea or a situation of subverting, removing things that have been long-standing within our history, at the forefront of our history. What does it look like to bring in the things that have been left out and putting them in the same context to really complete the full narrative? Well, yeah, in order to have a conversation with someone, you have to entice them in some way. So it's about enticement to have the interaction on difficult subject matter.